Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing okay this fine day. Well, I say that this is Monday afternoon. By Wednesday morning, it might be chucking it down, but I hope you're doing okay, whatever the weather is outside. Great to have this opportunity to chat. I just wanted to follow on really from Sunday morning. We had a couple of really great services on Sunday morning and two really helpful messages. In the early service, Jenny Fielding spoke to us and brought us a message all about kind of standing firm in the storm and what that means and what that looks like for us. Really helpful and encouraging, and the strengthening, I would call it a strengthening message. There's a link to that in the email. If you weren't there, then please do listen back to that. It'll be a great encouragement and challenge to you. And then at our 10:30 service, Dave spoke to us, this time speaking about hospitality, about sharing life with one another, about how we can best encourage and support one another in terms of doing life together. And so I just wanted to follow that up really today by just reminding again, and you've heard about these before, but I just wanted to remind again about Thrive groups, the different topics that Dave covered. By the way, Dave's message again, there's a link to that in today's email. So if you haven't heard that, again, another really good and helpful listen. But many of the things that he talks about, there's a great opportunity for us to share life together in these smaller groups that we're calling Thrive groups. They're called Thrive because they're hopefully groups in which you can flourish, but they're also Thrive as in 3 to 5. They're smaller groups where people can be more honest and open with one another and share together. Let me just read. We've got some... Again, in the email are two documents. One is the kind of an explanation of what a Thrive group is and why we have them. The second is a framework that you might want to use if you're in a Thrive group. You don't have to, but it's up to you. But I just want to read the first paragraph of the first document. What are they and why join one? It says this: are you like us, having really missed fellowship with others from church? Would you like to pray and look at God's word with others? Do you want to connect with others in a mutually supportive way? Do you want your relationships to deepen to a more meaningful place? Becky Ward and Elaine Bailey would like to encourage you to start something new. Meet up in person, create a WhatsApp group, use Zoom. So these are groups where we have an opportunity to share life with others. They came from a kind of a picture, I guess, a word from God through my wife Elaine and Dave's wife Becky on the same day sent emails talking about these kind of groups, and there's a real sense from us as elders this was a God thing and we want to lean into that. And as I've considered and thought and prayed more about what we do with our groups, there's a real sense that God is at the moment is saying to us, this is where I want you to focus, to try and get people into these groups of 3 or 5, and the next stage of whatever is coming next in terms of our smaller groups will come out of and follow on from that. So I just want to really encourage you, have a look at the two things that I've sent out. Start to have a think and a pray about whether this is a group, something that you might want to be a part of. We've started a number of new groups in the last few months, and I heard recently in the last couple of weeks some really positive feedback from people who are really blessed, really loving their group and finding it really helpful and encouraging, and just a place where they're able to belong and share life with others. So have a think and a pray, have a read, contact Elaine and Becky if you have any questions about that, or or if you would like to be in a group, like to start a group or meeting or offer to join one. They're groups that can happen at any time, any place. They don't have to have a particular location or a set time. You meet together as the people in that group feel is appropriate for them, once a week, once a fortnight. Where they meet and how they work in practice you can decide together, but they're an opportunity to be with one another, to have fellowship, to do that thing of hospitality with and for one another as you meet in various locations. So please do take a look at that and get in touch with us if you would like to be involved in those groups. I really do sense that this is something that God is calling us as a church right now to do. I think we need that support and that sense of walking with others in these challenging days. And I think out of those and going on from those, God has plans for us in terms of joining together potentially and having a greater impact on our town and our community. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say, really. Thank you for listening to that. Do, as I said, listen back to those messages from Sunday. This coming Sunday, we're going to start talking about prayer. We've got an introduction this week to prayer, and then we've got a couple of weeks where we'll be thinking about prayer in praise and worship in prayer, and then the following week, Thanksgiving in prayer. And then we've got a couple of other things happening, and then we'll continue with the prayer series in June. Is it June or May? Yes, I think that's probably right. Or, yeah, it is. So from June. So, great. Thank you for listening. Good to talk to you. I hope you have a good day, and hopefully we'll see you at the weekend, if not before. Thanks, everyone. Bye.